Hello, my friends. This is a weekly update on the entire US stock market. And on today's video, I will show you a price action for several tickers. They are SPY, QQQ, SOXL, Amazon, Google, Tesla, Nvidia, Netflix, Apple, Microsoft, Meta, and Bitcoin. And before we dive deep into all of these guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think this video is valuable for you. So let's begin with SPY index. And as you can see, I already made some updates for my Patreon members, for my Patreon group. And the main achievement basically from this price action is this one. Let me show you one of the most recent calls for my patrons. Here it is. On April 21st of this year, I wrote this with this screenshot. I expect a rebound around $509 to $506. And this is, as you can see, SPY index when the price was at $513. Guys, take a look right here. We were at this point, and I made a call that at $508, $509, we might have the trend reversal. And it happened. It happened to the tick. And from this point, basically, I caught the entire bottom for this price action. From this point, this asset is up by 8.31%. And guys, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And for now, guys, I have three tiers. It is Discord access tier, Safe Haven, and Gold tier. And if you want to just be in line with all the latest news and with the most recent actions and potential upcoming actions of the US stock market, it is more than enough to join just Discord access. If you want me to cover your personal position and if you want me to create a plan for you to invest in stock market, Safe Haven is for you. The only difference in between these two tiers is that on Safe Haven tier you will have a monthly 30-minute Zoom call session with me. And the Gold tier is for people who want to take the most from my experience and from my knowledge. And in this tier you will have a 30 minutes weekly Zoom call with me where I will teach you how to beat the market. On top of that, guys, for the members of this tier, I will give my personal signals where to enter and where to leave the position. I will do it when market conditions are more predictable for swing positions. So, and let me give you a sneak peek on the Discord group. You can see that I publish a lot of updates on the market, and as you can see, I even make predictions of its upcoming movements. And if you follow my channel for quite some time, you know that I have a very high level of experience in this type of trades. And guys, in this Discord group, I explain a lot to my patrons, and I do a lot of technical analysis on demand on different assets. Here is the general sentiment of the market on April the 10th. Here is INTC, ISRG. Here is JDR, KLB, MSTR, and other ticker symbols. You can see that I do it pretty much 2 or 3 times a week. And all of my community members know how to benefit out of these market conditions. So, and let's continue with SPY index. Guys, take a look right here. We've formed an ABC correction to the downside from its all-time high on February 19th. And this movement to the upside, in my opinion, might be an ABC correction. And then we might have another leg to the downside. Why I think so? Because we have 3 waves in our A wave. Then we have 3 waves in our B wave. And for now, we are forming, this asset is forming 5 waves to the upside that should complete the C wave. Where we might land, guys, I think we have, wait a second, I have basically 2 price targets, or I have a range of prices where we might land. First of all, we can project the length of the C wave from the length of the A wave. And we have to have around 1-to-1 extension in the C wave from the A wave. And this level is at $506.74.7. Next one. If this movement to the downside, if this movement is just an A wave on a bigger scale. If I pull the FIBA retracement tool from this top to this bottom, take a look right here. We have another range of resistance at $568 and $564, and this is statistically the most probable range of trend reversal. This means, guys, somewhere from this point or a little bit higher, and we also have a confluence with previous swing highs, we might have a trend reversal, and I will definitely do another update in order to show you this price action. Let's take a look at QQQ ticker symbol. QQQ is forming pretty much the same pattern. We were at this lowest point back in beginning of April, and since then we also formed, we can see, quite similar pattern to the upside. And technically speaking, we could have 5 waves to the upside, but we have to see more clear structure of 3 waves in our first wave, and we have it. And we have to see 3-wave structure into the third wave, but we don't have it. This means, guys, I also a bit confused about this point, this price action. And technically speaking, we might have something like this. Let's delete unnecessary tool. And let me show you that if my assumption is correct, we might see something like a rising bearish wedge. And this type of patterns usually break to the downside. And if so, guys, when this range of resistance is broken, we might see a substantial movement to lower prices. For now, I cannot tell you where we might land because I don't have a confirmation of this breakout. We might have an extension to the upside, but definitely if you want to know more, you can join my Patreon, and for just about $1 a month, you will have pretty much all the latest updates for the market. But if you want to know more, guys, definitely you can even use other tiers, and you can have a weekly Zoom call, 30-minute Zoom call with me on a weekly basis. So, next one, SOXL. And this asset is a little bit weaker than SPY and QQQ index, despite that this is a leveraged ETF. But we don't have a breakout above this previous swing high. If you compare it with, for example, SPY index, you can see that we've already broke this previous top. Let me delete all the tools. We've broke this previous range of resistance, but on SOXL, it didn't break it. And this means we have next range of resistance at around $13. And well, right here we also have quite messy structure, but technically speaking, we might see the completion of all 5 waves. And from this point, it is nothing else but an ABC. And if this range holds, and if this range holds as well, we might see a lower price action. Because in general, guys, we have a bearish divergence on a 45 minutes time frame. We have a bearish divergence on hourly time frame. And well, 2 hours time frame doesn't have bearish divergence yet, but potentially it might form it at the very beginning of next week. That is why, guys, be cautious with your long position on these 3 ticker symbols, and let's move forward. So the next ticker symbol is Amazon, and Amazon again is in quite similar position with SOXL. It didn't break its previous swing high, and it is forming a kind of bearish divergence on 2 hours time frame, 1 hour time frame, 45 minutes time frame, and yes, I have to admit that the range of resistance might hold pretty good, and that is why if this asset breaks $192 with the conviction of volume, the short-term bear pattern will be invalidated. But for now, guys, if you draw this range of support, you can see that this asset respects this range pretty good. And if it breaks it to the downside, most likely it will retest its several swing lows right here at 178 and right here at $172. So the next ticker symbol is Google. And oh, I remember this forecast. When I made my previous video, we were at this point, and I told you that this asset has to retest this sloping line. It is the upper border of the channel that this asset respected pretty good for quite a while, from the end of February. And we retested, we broke, as you can see, we broke this range to the upside, retested from the top, this sloping line as the range of support. Then we had basically two possibilities. We could have a breakout below this range again, and in this case, the level where we might land, where we could land, is this one. $136. But I told you that if this range holds, we have to see this movement to the upside. And guys, take a look right here. It happened exactly as I predicted. And what should we expect next? I have to admit that well, it is quite interesting level. Let's zoom out a little bit. We don't have bearish divergences on our side. And to be honest, this movement to the upside is quite interesting. First of all, from this bottom, we can count 5 waves to the upside, and we can see 3 waves to the downside. And this movement to the upside is a decent contender to be another 5-wave movement. And in this case, guys, Google is in quite bullish position, especially if you put into the consideration that their earnings report was really impressive. They beat expectations on earnings by 40%, and they beat revenue expectations on revenue by 1.15%. Definitely it is a good sign, and technically speaking, Google is one of the most bullish assets right now. That is why be prepared for its movement to the upside, but don't be over leveraged with this position. Because if it breaks this previous swing low, the bull count, at least medium-term bull count, will be eliminated. So next one is Tesla. And I made a lot of videos, a lot of analysis for my students on this asset, and I told to my students that this level of $215, if Tesla retests it one more time, it should have very good chances to break it. But otherwise, as long as this pivot holds, Tesla is still at least medium-term bullish. And despite the, to be honest, quite weak earnings report, this asset went to the upside, and from its swing low, it gained already about 27% to its value. Definitely it is a very good movement, but to be honest, I don't think that Tesla has a lot of fundamental support in this, rather than an anticipation of the easing of some rules on self-driving cars, and their plans to expand their presence in India. That is why, guys, to be honest, this movement is quite substantial, but be cautious. It is at the level of resistance that it formed previously by these swing highs at around $288. And yes, let's take a look at Nvidia. Nvidia is another so-called headliner, and as you can see, we have a lot of mass on this price chart. From this point, I made a call to my Patreons as well, with the price target of about $98, and this asset hit this price target, and it was a very, very good call. On top of that, guys, right here, let's delete unnecessary tools. We don't need it anymore. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. Nvidia didn't break its previous swing lows, and it is also quite good sign, especially if it breaks this previous swing high. When it happens, guys, we might anticipate next major leg to the upside, and let's zoom out to, let's say, 4 hours time frame. If it breaks it, we have to retest this upper border of the channel, and let's delete even this tool as well. And even in a worst case scenario, if it is just an ABC, we have to form it on a slightly bigger scale. And if so, guys, we can project the price target of the C wave projected from these two waves. And we might land at around $124. And this price target is viable as long as this pivot holds. Definitely for now it is not the best setup, because it was in uptrend for at least 1 week, and definitely we might see a tiny pullback and then another leg to the upside. But guys, if you want to receive all the updates on time, feel free to join my Patreon. So let's move forward. Netflix. And Netflix again is forming its higher highs, and it broke its all-time high level at roughly $1,067. Definitely, it is a very good movement, and I drew these several lines as the ranges of support. And this support range works perfectly well, and we even formed much higher level of higher lows, I would say, of this asset. And take a look at its indicators. Let's so 3 hours time frame. Yes, potentially we might see kind of a trend reversal, at least short term, because it is inconsistent uptrend from the beginning of April. And from this bottom, it gained, wait a second, to the current price about 35% within just 21 days. Definitely the cool down for this asset should happen. And if you take a look at indicators, you can see that, well, we don't have a lot of bearish divergences on smaller time frames according to RSI, but we have some of them according to MACD. It loses its bullish momentum. That is why, guys, yes, the short-term retracement for Netflix is very likely. That is why be cautious with your long position. Next one is Apple. So Apple is not so bullish at all. And it didn't break this swing high as well, as I showed you, for example, on SPY index. It is another swing high. Yes, it is in quite different position. Let me add SPY index on this price chart, and I will show you in details what I'm talking about. It had a discrepancy. Apple had a discrepancy with the broader market, and let me show you what I'm talking about. So here you can see the lowest point for broader market was established on April the 7th, but the lowest point for Apple was established right here on April the 8th, right on the next day. Then the SPY index hit its highest point when the Trump postponed the tariffs by 90 days, and Apple didn't do the same. At the same time, it went higher with this point, and we have some, let's say, delay in the forming of higher of its crucial points compared to SPY index. But for now, I think it corresponds pretty good, especially for the last couple of sessions. But the main difference is that SPY already broke its swing high. You can see on the white line, it broke its swing high, and yes, it is relatively more bullish. But Apple didn't do it, and we have the highest point that was established on April 14th. Let's delete this too. As I already mentioned, this asset, to be honest, is not so bullish, and that is why wait for the breakout above this swing high in order to confirm its next leg to the upside, or wait for the retest of this swing low. And definitely, depending on the structure that will be at the very beginning of next week, I will do another update for my patrons if they need it, or for you, if you want me to do it, just join my Patreon account as well. So let's take a look at Microsoft. What do we have right here? And when I made my previous TA, I told to my viewers that it had a very strong range of resistance. This sloping line, it is the range of support that it holds pretty good back in January till wait a second, till this point, end of February. Then it broke it to the downside, retested as the range of resistance a couple of times. Then it retested third time, fourth time, fifth time, and for now we have a perfect contender for the breakout above this range. And guys, if the first couple of sessions of upcoming week will be bullish for this asset, and if this range holds as the range of support, if the price action is something like this, and then we might anticipate the movement to the upside if this level holds. Definitely this sloping line should hold the retest from the top, and yes, technically speaking, this asset has all the chances to be inside this channel as well. Wait a second, I will show you like this. And if so, depending on the price action inside this channel, I will do another update and make some projections for the price targets in a medium-term perspective. Next one, Meta. Meta Materials is in downtrend, and it is also in some crucial level. If I connect these three tops, you can see that we have a perfect range of resistance. And for now, we've retested this range. Meta platforms retested this range, and potentially it might retest it one more time. And guys, this type of price action, if it retests it for the first time, had some kind of bounce to the downside, and we'll try to retest it once more. Most likely it will be broken. And if so, guys, definitely we will have to see the retest of its previous swing high right here at $590. But at the same time, guys, it is not the perfect setup for long position, because the previous low is quite far from our current price. It is at about 12% to the downside, and the upside potential is not the highest. That is why, guys, you can see it is just 6%, and the risk to reward ratio for this potential long trade is not so favorable. That is why, guys, Meta is not the best choice to trade as a swing trade asset for the upcoming week. And let's take a look at Bitcoin. And this is quite interesting. In my previous video, I told you that we still have a chance to see a major movement to the upside that will complete its entire structure from this bottom that was established on November of 2022. And if so, guys, we have, first of all, let me show you on a 2 hours time frame. We have a very good breakout above this sloping line, major range of resistance that hold from mid of January of this year. We had several attempts to break it, but this attempt was successful. And right after this attempt happened, we had a consolidation phase that was broken with the conviction of volume. And this means, guys, I have to say that Bitcoin is very bullish, despite the fact that in upcoming week we might see a retracement at the levels of, let's say, from 80, maybe 88.5 all the way up to $90,000. And depending on the reaction right here, we might anticipate its next leg to the upside. That is why, guys, overall, we have more bullish signals from crypto assets and more short-term bearish signals from stock market. And that is why, guys, if you want to have the most latest, the most up-to-date updates, feel free to join my Patreon, and see you in the next video. Bye!